Welcome to PoPolitickin.com, your number one source for hip-hop without the politics. PoPolitickin is Yo MTV Raps meets Reading Rainbow meets Dr. Phil or something like that. Follow PoPolitickin on all social media at PoPolitickin. That's at PoPolitickin.
PoPolitickin.com.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for music meets self-help. Make sure you go on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music. This is some of our interviews since 2008. 1212, I'm in place to be with Durand Bernarr. How you doing, bro?
Doc, I'm feeling sluggish, but I'm here. I'm productive.
Yeah, I was checking you out, man. I'm actually really excited to interview you. I see you got a lot of things going on.
I appreciate it, man.
I would say, how would you describe yourself? Cause I saw your Instagram, you said Little Richard with some Prince, but then I see you're a singer, songwriter, background vocalist, professional skater. So let us know who you are.
Well, definitely not a professional skater. I think just because, I got good balance, they automatically, lump me into that category. I keep a little cute two-step, and, we keep it moving. But other than that, it's kind of like describing myself. It's like if Erykah Badu and Rick James got into a car accident and Little Richard saw the whole thing. That's kind of pretty much how I like to use the example. And I let people's imaginations kind of conjure up whatever that is. I'm pretty good at setting up examples for certain things, though, so hopefully that will be in line.
And you're from Cleveland?
Yes, sir. And Cleveland proper, not Bedford or Shaker or Euclid. No, 44106 East 93rd and St. Clair.
And then I wanted to talk about your musical background, how you got involved in music. I seen your mom was a teacher and a vocal coach, and your dad basically he was a sound production and tour for a lot of basically who's who. So I want you to talk about your musical background.
Oh yeah, no, that still goes on. Mom still plays piano. She still teaches voice, and does praise and worship for different churches in the Cleveland area. And then Pop still does audio engineering. His main clientele is Earth, Wind, and Fire, but he's done Jill Scott's first tour, Nelly and the Seven Lunatics, Cash Money Millionaires. He's done his Cousins and the Spice Girls. Hell, he even did Bob the Builder. So
how does that feel? You grew up in Black excellence, basically. So how that feel?
The older that I get, the more I can appreciate it. But being a kid, it was like, being around cats like Earth, Wind, and Fire, you don't really get a chance to view them from outside the box because immediately you're kind of already within that camp, and they're kind of like uncles and, all the sound guys and musicians and people that are working on staff, they have kids and, so that little community of people, we've grown up together and, so it's just, it's like like an extended family situation. Yeah.
So I know this might be started at an early age, but take us back when you fell in love with music and let us know why you fell in love with music.
What's so interesting, bruh, and I've said this before, is I feel like music chose me before I had a choice, chance to choose it. Because you got, two musicians, as parents who are very passionate about music and their craft and, being of a certain caliber and quality. So they nurture the child with that. When the child comes along, the child sings and, dances and acts and all that kind of stuff. So it really just was, it was kind of a given at that point,
And then who was, I was seeing you was, you go by Alcoholharmony?
Back in the day, I did.
Oh, you don't go by that no more?
I mean, well, it's you have to kind of grow up.
Yeah, I was doing my homework. I said I was studying. I'm all in there. I got my receipts. I was checking you out.
Come on now. He's been running errands and got all the receipts.
So I want to ask you about because I learned that you work with Erykah Badu, but you did a project, and I was listening to the project. It's called 8, the Stepson of Erykah Badu. So I just want you to talk about kind of that whole situation.
I mean, so I just got a MacBook, and I was playing around in GarageBand that my coworker at the time had got me hip to, and before then I was working in an actual studio, but this time I was able to work on my own schedule, and I just found a bunch of instrumentals and kind of created some medleys, and felt like, I want to go ahead and do a little compilation situation. And she ended up hearing about it online. I didn't even think that she would even see any of that, because at the time she had about 75,000 followers on Twitter, so I just knew she wouldn't see anything from me, period. So when we started interacting, and then shortly after I put out the project, and yeah, it's been kind of history ever since then. I'm glad that I did that. I had a whole lot of time.
Yeah, you said I was reading that you've been her background singer for like 10 years?
It'll be 10 year after next.
Ooh, wow.
Damn.
So
yeah, thanks for that reminder, sir.
And then who are some of your other influences?
Just all around. Definitely my parents. Got my cousin Yanni, got my god brother Deshaun, who are immediate influences as far as things that I do and how I carry myself, my personality. Captain Hook from Peter Pan. We got who else did I really like?
Why you like Captain Hook? Why you say Captain Hook from Peter Pan?
Here's the thing, bro, and I gotta give this little tidbit since I haven't spoken about this yet, so you get a little nugget of exclusivity.
All right, let's go.
So when I was a kid, there was a Broadway production of Peter Pan. I think it came out in 1954, where this lady Mary Martin played Peter. And as a child, you have to understand that I am seeing a woman and sounds like a woman.
Playing a man.
They're referring to her as a man. And I remember her telling me that she was the one that could play the part the best, and mainly because the part of Peter, he's a little boy, so it wouldn't sound right if his voice was deep, talking about, do you want to fly to Neverland? Like, hold up, this is a whole different kind of film right now. So now I understand, but Captain Hook's character was so spicy and just I mean, now I look back on it, I would definitely be hanging out over at Captain Hook's house, just like I'd be over Holiday Heart's house all the time, getting all the information on everybody, because they done been around a long time. But as far as music is concerned, Erykah Badu is definitely one. Rick James, Nate Dogg, Phyllis Hyman, Chaka Khan. 702 is actually my favorite girl group.
I love 702.
I love 702. And at first I thought it was Destiny's Child for the longest. And of course, shout out to TLC, because the TLC definitely covered a lot of content and topics, which I really appreciate now as an adult. But as far as 702 is concerned, I just found myself going through things where later on in life, I'm like, wow, I can relate to this just as a person, and I don't have to be a female, I don't have to be black or this, or it's just, I can just relate to it as a person.
I like that. You remember that song they got with It's Pharrell? It's like, I still love you. I like that shit.
Yes.
That's my shit.
That song still goes, like, still.
I was gonna say, so how would you, if nobody ever heard you before, how would you describe your sound as an artist?
I mean, really, it's just whatever feels good right now. I've been kind of playing with different sounds, and I've been exposed to so much, music from like new age shit that you'd hear in, yoga classes, or, the guy that does the herbs or something like that, or listening to jazz, listening to gospel, or Badu. Things like that. Things like, we got a little bit of Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson, only because that was played on the jazz station. Then as I got older, I could listen to other music. I had to sneak it in because, you know, like TLC and Janet Jackson was contraband in my house as a child. So, what no, let me lick you, do nothing. You gonna lick on the word of God. That's what you gonna do.
And then, I was saying then, what I heard you play a few instruments. So what instruments do you play?
So my mouth is one of them. Definitely play that well. The tambourine, definitely. And I'll be tickling the keys a little bit. I'll be fake playing, but you know, if I just kind of got into it, I don't think it would be no thing. I do need to kind of touch it up, but it wasn't a passion of mine growing up. My mom just taught me basic, you know, piano theory and things like that. But my passion was, you know, just writing and singing. It wasn't necessarily playing. But now it's nice to be able to have an instrument so that you don't have to depend on someone else, you know.
And I would say, what would you say your story is as an artist? Like, what are you trying to get across in your music?
You know, my main thing now, I just want people to think for themselves first and foremost. A lot of times, you know, we are products of our environment and other people's opinions. And I kind of just want to inspire people to get to the core of who they are before the world got their hands on them.
And how can they do that?
They have to find themselves. And that's kind of just going inward. It's not about going up. It's going inward and figuring out what do you want? What makes you happy? Because, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you're the only one who has to live your life. So you can't allow someone else's point of view dictate how you're going to live when they don't even have to deal with the consequences.
And then how do you go inward? Because I meditate a lot and I listen to affirmations and, you know, try to reflect. But what do you do?
I smoke weed.
I smoke weed right now. That ain't nothing. That's that's on the regular.
Oh yeah, no, that's really what keeps me centered. You know, keeps the charges away. You know, I don't be thinking about, you know, trying to do nothing to nobody because I don't give a fuck. You know, just I'm cool. You know, I worry about things that I have control over. Everything else is for the birds. That's what keeps, you know, that luggage set from underneath my eyeballs.
But how do you smoke? You smoke with like paper, blunt? What you smoke with? How you smoke?
So I started out doing pre-rolls because I didn't know how to roll.
Yeah, I didn't either. I still don't either, really.
And then I was in a backslidden condition for a while using swishers. Help me right now.
That's what I do. That's me.
We are. Yeah, see, you need to do better. See, what you need to do is either get you some Fonta leaves or get you just a Dutch.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, just try those because you know the swishers is actually cardboard.
Yeah, I know. It's all shit right now.
So at least with either a Fonta leaf or a Dutch, you know, you get a natural leaf effect. So that's all. I mean, we still smoking regardless, but you know, it's just have a better quality of it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to do the raw paper, but it seems like that shit like burn all my weed. I don't even get to smoke none of it. So I'm like, I don't know about this raw paper.
I'm not. You know what? I feel like papers are for folks that, you know, call it joints. That's for the old, you know. I mean, granted, you got younger folks that still, you know, it's just really a preference for a taste type thing. Maybe it's just I don't like the taste of the papers anymore. That's what it is.
I say, you and Erykah Badu ever smoke, or y'all never smoke?
She don't smoke.
For real? Oh, I just knew she smoked.
Not now.
So, besides the tree, what are some of your other interests?
Let's see. I love food. I have a big thing about sunflower seeds, like Daniel's. Frito Lay's sunflower seeds in the green bag. I've been eating those since I was a kid, and I've been meaning to. But
the seed, or just the whole thing, the shell and everything.
The seeds, like if you know anybody from Cleveland, Ohio, that has witnessed me eat sunflower seeds, just ask them what that experience is like. Because it's literally, I'm breaking the entire shell open and eating the seed and discarding the shells. I don't throw it in my mouth because then the shells get stuck in my teeth and all that stuff. So I literally break it apart. And it's a very intricate system that I have going on, but I'm gonna record that shit.
But you saying you eat the shell? Or how you spit the shell out?
No. I break it apart with my teeth, and then I throw the seed in my mouth, and I throw the shells away. Yeah.
Well,
it looks like I'm not. You can't. It just looks like I'm throwing shit, but I'm literally eating the seed and throwing away the shell.
I'm saying, what you think about the? So why you just don't get the seeds? You just like breaking the shell apart?
I like to break the shell apart. They got the right amount of salt, because the regular seeds ain't got no salt on them. They taste different too.
And then I'll ask you, so what you think about like the barbecue sunflower seeds and the ranch sunflower seeds?
So
or the hot sauce. I think they even got a hot sauce one too.
So now I really know I couldn't do the hot sauce, but because the barbecue be burning my lips up. Ranch, I ain't mad at it. If they happen to have some ranch, then and they didn't have any other ones, and I just had to have some, I could definitely do ranch. But barbecue definitely burn my lips up.
I fuck with you. You see, I'm with you, right? I'm right here.
Oh yes. And I love me a freeze pop at any time of the year. Just the regular freeze pops in the pack. Pink and orange is my shit, but I'll get all the rest of them. But pink and orange for sure.
And then I was looking at your. You had a few projects on Spotify. I saw one of them. It was Extra Stanky Christmas.
Extra Stanky Christmas.
Yeah, so I just want you to talk about just talk about some of your projects and just what you're working on right now.
Well, Extra Stanky Christmas was an EP I put out in 2014, and it was really just kind of the first time that I had a bunch of tracks at one time, and I had to construct a project for a concept. I never really did, I'd never written Christmas music before, and I didn't really know where to begin and how to even start that. So it just started as a conversation, a joke with a brother of mine. I'm like, what if Badu put together a Christmas album? I bet that'd be extra stankin'. And it just kind of stuck, and I just started, coming up with all these random. I think the titles came first, and then I kind of worked around the titles. Santa Ain't Buy That, Christmas Shopping in July, and incense burning on an open fire, Rudolph's church shoes, just little silly shit like that. And then I put out Soundcheck in 2016, which was another EP. And that project in particular was, I guess, the body of work where I felt people got a chance to see, okay, this is what Durand could sound like when he knows what he's doing and he's not working by himself. Because for the longest I've been working, alone, not necessarily on purpose, but I think just in my environment I hadn't come across anyone that I felt comfortable or I felt that knew me well enough to be able to construct something for me or for us to do something together. So it wasn't until I moved out to Los Angeles that I started, getting my village together as far as producers and, just people that we have the same sense of humor and chemistry, so it makes sense.
No,
yeah. And then, of course, coming up, I'm just getting ready to get back on the road. I'm ready to be back on the road. But I want to make sure that the music is out before I get back on the road. So that way, when we get to the show, everybody can be rehearsed and they know all the songs so that we can sing them together. Yeah,
I was saying, I noticed, I know you heard this before, but I hear a lot of Prince when I hear you singing.
Yeah, I get Prince, I get Bilal, I get Rasan Patterson, I get B-Slade, formerly known as Tone. Ooh, I look up to all those guys. My main ones though are the men who really embrace their femininity as well as their masculinity. And that's been Little Richard,
Maxwell.
Rick James. Maxwell wasn't really out there like that. He was more of a Marvin Gaye smooth, he ain't about to be putting on no rhinestones and beads and, makeup and stuff like that. That's not, but he has his place. And I love Maxwell. Puts on an excellent show. My goodness. But no, if I could be at any show right now, in 31, for, an artist in their prime, definitely Rick James, because I need to catch one of them joints that he's going to throw into the audience.
I love Rick James.
Yeah, it's just something. It's something about his niggerish confidence.
Yeah,
I would like to say that I have that minus the cocaine.
yeah. I would say it's funny. You kind of. I was telling my girl the same thing about because I was looking at life like its duality. So I was like, as men, we got to embrace the feminine part of us and the male part because we have both parts. So I think sometimes it's like I think like with the alpha males, they suppress their female part too much, and then they end up being like a transsexual because it's like they were suppressing that female energy for the longest. But it's like we have both energies, and we have to learn how to live with both of them. So it's like you a man, you whatever, but shit, you can cry sometimes if you going through shit. You hurt, you can cry. Shit.
One of the most because I write down some of the compliments that people give me or some of the things that people say to me that are really just like, wow. And I was in Oakland last month, and I did like a little sit down gig with something a little different. But a guy came up to me after the show, and he was like, man, I just wanted to, first of all, he gave me $25 for a shirt, but he didn't buy it. He was like, I don't know if I can rock that because the shirt said "fuck nigga free" for the rest of our days. And I was like, just so you know, you don't have to be a woman to be, fuck nigga free. If you are a man of dignity and of, respect and things like that, you are anti-fuck nigga. You are an ally for us that are not, against that shit. But he said that him as a straight man, he said seeing me be comfortable with myself has inspired him to be more comfortable within his skin. And that really made me like just because I pride myself on creating safe spaces for Black men specifically to be able to feel, to be able to show emotion, to be able to, just be a person. There have been so many restrictions and society has just got us all fucked up. So I'm glad that I could provide that, and for him to tell me that too, just really, just made me feel a little bit more necessary than usual.
Yeah, I would say I had because I'm a manager. I work at a lab. I'm a manager, but I had a guy. He was like from Taiwan, and he was gay, but he was just like so free that I just like. I mean, I don't care about that shit anyway. But just how free he was, I kind of appreciate it too. So it's like I don't care what you are. Sometimes I just feel like just living your truth, and then just don't put your truth on other people. Like your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth. We just live our lives and be happy. Shit, that's it.
That's I can't say that's a beautiful thing that someone just being authentically who they are can inspire someone else to discover who they are.
Especially like I would say like especially I know like even like I don't know like with you maybe you want to talk about this, but I know like a lot of times you get criticism, you might get harassment. So like when people go through that shit, it's like man, I appreciate it more. Cause I'm like man, you like really going against the grain and you doing all that bullshit. So that means to me that's like you really that's what you want to be. That's what you want to do it.
Yeah. Now that you say that, thinking about the decision that one makes to not fold into themselves when other people are uncomfortable, because they have some kind of, projection that they're trying to, throw on other people because they're uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have it in me to shrink myself for the comfort of other people. I've been around the world far too many times and seen too much shit and been through too much shit to let someone else's insecurities be projected on me. It's like, no, you have unresolved trauma that you need to deal with, and you're projecting that on other people, and you need help. That's what you need. This ain't got nothing to do with me.
So I want you to you kind of mentioned it right already, but I want you to share like some good life advice you learned from somebody, just life in general, not about music. Cause that's the next question. Next question is about music, but just life advice.
Yeah. Well, my mom always told me if you don't know something, ask questions, and that that right there, because my mother was not a because I said so ass parent. You know, she explained herself to me in a fashion that I would have clarity after I inquired about what we were doing or why I had to do, you know, certain things. And I appreciate her for that, because a lot of parents, you know, they don't know how to properly communicate.
Yeah, do what I say.
To their children. Or, do what I say, don't question me. When in reality, it's just, you can just say you don't know.
Like your mom taught you critical thinking.
That part. Absolutely. And it also helped keep my inner child nourished and well kept, because my curiosity never died. It never got shut down either. So I knew that my feelings and what I felt was at least heard and acknowledged. I might not have always gotten what I wanted, but I at least got an explanation. As well as she always said, it only takes one stupid person to ruin your life.
What do you mean by that?
Say it again.
I said, what do you mean by that?
It means exactly what it says. So say it. Say what I just said.
It only takes one stupid person to ruin your life.
It puts the lotion on his skin.
I know. I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe he ain't asking me. Maybe he want me to repeat the question.
No. It's a statement. What the question? Pops definitely let me know. It's me and you till it's me or you. Badu definitely shared that you cannot expect other people to be who you are.
No.
Because a lot of times, and that's something I've had to tell old homie of mine, you know, he would, you know, ask me like, well, where were you at? So, oh, I went here. Oh, I didn't get no invite. I'm like, well, I would have did. I see right there, that key word, what you would have did. You keep confusing who I am with what you would do. And that's why you fucked up right now. Okay? What you have to understand is I am not you. And once you gather that reality, everything else will make sense.
I know. So I want you to share some advice you learned about working in the music business.
Well, what's interesting is I'm not really like in the music industry for real. I'm kind of like on the outskirts.
Why you say that?
Because I'm not signed to a label. Like I don't have any like distribution deal with anybody or anything like that.
But you've been living off music the whole time, right? How long you been living off music?
Well, it's kind of it's a fine line between being in the industry and then being affiliated. Like, I know people, but like I'm not at no record label, you know, and I'm being on the road. Like, yeah, that is a part of the music industry, but you can go on the road without a label. You can go on the road without going through a bunch of different channels if you have your presence already. So, no, I'm not in the music industry. I'm on the road, but that's about it. Once I get some shit signed and niggas start, like, you know, getting the team together, then we can start talking about, oh, Durand, how's the music industry? But I'm not in the music industry.
But I mean, shit. I just saw you got you was on Billboard. I saw the article. I saw OK Player. I see you got the check by your name. So you somebody. You try to play it like some of.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say I wasn't anybody. I just said I'm not in the music industry.
So what do you say? What are you in?
I'm
name your industry.
Of it.
No, to me, I think you still in it. Like, to me, you just showing me the fact that it's different ways to do this. It ain't no one stop shop to be in.
Let's just say this. If I pulled up to the forum where Cardi B was performing, I'd have to stand in line because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but to me, you kind of. I mean, I can say, okay, I'm not in the industry, but shit, I've been doing these interviews since 2008, so I'm something. So
I mean, but doing something and then being a professional
in
it is two different things.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because someone can make music, but that doesn't mean they're able to live off that.
Right.
Even if they do put the content out.
So what are you know? I would say, so what are your goals right now?
My goal is just to be happy. That's the first and foremost goal.
And how is that?
Every single way. Doing what I love. Being in areas where I can put to use what I'm good at. So vocal producing, whether that be doing background or doing lead, I want to like do that. I want to get into acting, more into acting. I've done acting as a kid, like theater and stuff, but the show that I did on BET was the first time that I did like reality television.
Yeah, you was on like next. I was reading them saying BT Next Up.
BT Next Big Thing.
Yeah, how was that?
It was like adult summer camp. It was fun. It was cute.
So how? I mean, I don't watch. Tell you the truth, I don't watch BET. So I mean, I don't even know what it was. So just talk about what it was a little bit.
Pretty much, it was a competition show, combination between like Making the Band and America's Next Top Model meets a little bit of Shark Tank at the end. And there were rappers and singers on there. I was one of the singers, but I ended up rapping, and how I cooked other rappers, I don't know how, but you know, it's just, that's what happens when you're a performance artist. You can kind of, you know, do a little bit of everything and not just stick to just one lane. And of course they had us, you know, going through different challenges, running through gymnasiums and having to, you know, write, create and perform songs in 24 hours, and, you know, all that stuff like that, shot music videos. It was definitely an experience. I took away a lot of great bonds and relationships from that situation. So it was cool. I didn't lose out on anything.
And then, what made you want to go on there?
It seemed like the right, well, at least the right opportunity, because a lot of the shows, you know, that come out, they have these 360 contracts.
Oh yeah, my boy. Yep.
Yeah.
He was on the sing off. They got one of them. He was talking about the sing off. He was saying they got that shit of 360 deals.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you sign the 360 deal immediately, like before you even.
No matter what, yep. And you might already had your shit popping before that. You got on the show.
Absolutely. So you know, some of those contracts weren't conducive to being a middleman. Like it would be different if I was either already a mega, you know, star where, you know, I had that kind of pull, or I was, you know, someone from, you know, the middle of nowhere with a guitar and a nice voice, and this audition was going to be my break, you know, to you know, get out there. But for someone that's been, you know, kind of doing the footwork on their own and building their online presence and, you know, having all this stuff, and then for someone to come in and take over that, I'd probably slap my wrist. So I'm glad that they didn't have those stipulations on that show.
And then I'm about to let you go. This has been a good interview, but I got a couple more questions. You're a very interesting guy. I want you to talk about your favorite book and your favorite movie.
My favorite movie. Gosh, there's so many that are flying in my head right now, and I'm talking about like movies that I can probably quote the entire thing, and I'm talking about some like movie credits. Somebody
said name 3 then. I got a listener. Somebody listening in on this right now.
Yes. So, Baps.
All right.
Kill Bill.
And
okay, Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Okay, the one with Lorenz Tate.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
I remember my mother took me to go see that movie. Actually, I remember seeing that in the movie theaters. Her and her one of her girlfriends, they went. Yes, and then book. You know what? I hope I'm not being cliche with this, but just because it's a book full of personal reads, and when I say a personal read, I mean when you read something and you kind of get gathered in that reading, like, wow, are you talking about me? Like, damn, bitch. The Alchemist.
Yeah, that's a great book. I love that book.
Yeah, The Alchemist, definitely. I remember starting that book, and I was just highlighting so many of the lines in the book. So, yeah.
All right. Then, what do you see your career 5 years from now?
You know what's interesting, Doc? I was literally just having that conversation with someone, and I have no idea what that looks like.
But where you want it to be?
Right. What I would like for it to be would be like maybe on a Solange, like Janelle Monáe level, you know, where it's like, you know, I can do my music, I can hit the road, possibly get into acting, and then a nigga can still go to the grocery store. You know? But if it was a situation, but I don't know, I can't say that's what it's going to be like, because I could very well put out an Old Town Road, and then next thing you know, nigga can't go to the grocery store.
Yeah, you got to do Uber Eats and shit.
Listen, and that's something that I look at people and I'm just like, damn, like y'all have no life. Like you have to do everything, you know, in a confined, controlled space, because it's like people can't contain themselves when they see you. And although I like to think, you know, I'm like everybody's favorite cousin on their daddy's side, you know. It's like it's cool. He's from around the way. He talks about shit that we can relate to, you know. But I have no idea. I would just like it to be something that's manageable. Like I said, I still want to be able to go to the grocery store.
And then, what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Be yourselves. Don't be worrying about what somebody else doing. Fuck the neighbors. Okay, stay medicated and ejaculated so you don't end up incarcerated.
I heard that. And then, anybody that hasn't heard about you, they just hearing about you through this interview, let them know why they should go follow you and check you out.
Yeah, so just come on and join the party. You know, there's room at the end, okay, at YahZarah, AndBerna, and you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm on Facebook. We're on what's the other thing?
Snapchat, whatever it is. Twitter.
And the under my same name is where you can find me on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, preferably, because you'll be able to actually purchase the music. Because streaming does not put food on the table. Streaming does not pay the bills, and streaming definitely won't guarantee you a future. Even if you did put out some tunes, that one over your head. You ain't been watching Sister Act 2. That's all right. I know you.
I would say I had a listener. They told me to ask you to sing a little bit on the interview.
Sing a little bit.
Yeah, they wanted you to sing a little bit.
Alright, we can go ahead and sing something. Let's see what we got. Just woke up. I gotta make sure that the key is right.
Alright.
And the promise key. Shit. Okay. I just got a new apartment. I'm gonna leave the floor away and walk around this bitch naked. Nobody can tell me shit.
I heard that.
Yes.
I'm my wires in the sky. Shit. That shit go hard. They don't know about that shit.
Listen. It's no. As soon as I heard that, I had to hit her up like, bitch, all day, because you have no idea. No, do you live by yourself? Are you married?
No, I'm married, but my wife is the one putting me on the Ari lyrics, so she already know.
Right. No, I'm saying for those that have gotten their first space and they don't have to share with anybody, it is unlike anything else. To be able to just walk in the house and unload your entire day and your attitude on the floor, and ain't got to worry about nobody else's shit. Ain't got to worry about nobody leaving the dishes in the sink. They ain't took the garbage out. It's just. And when you want company, you can invite company over. It's the anchor to my peace of mind. Having your own space. Absolutely. So shout out to Ari Lennox. That's my old lady in another life. My baby cakes in this life.
All right, man. I want to say I appreciate interviewing you. It's nice talking to you.
Whoever that is laughing in the background until I said, hey, is she over here?
Yeah, that's my wife. That's actually the one that contacted us to do the interview. She knew you before I knew you, so she told me to interview you.
Marvelous. Hey, wife.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. Just over here trying to stay warm because Philadelphia is yet again playing in my face.
That's all right. You just tear it up over there. Shoot.
And will.
All right, man. I want to say it was nice talking to you.
I appreciate it, Doc. Thank you so much for having me on. What's going on? It's your favorite cousin on your daddy's side, Durand Bernarr, and we are chilling over here at PoPolitickin. Okay.
You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. Yeah. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around.
I'm feeling
A little boxed in. May I get a minute to reassess my space? I'm getting a little claustrophobic, and there's nothing like a moment to get back to your quiet place. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. Yeah. You know I love you down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. How do I explain? I need you to amstray, but just for a little while. I'm nauseous. There's no love lost, but I'm having dreams like Womack, and I just wanna miss your smile. Yeah. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. Yeah. You know I love you down. You know, but I can't miss you if you're always around, always around. Yeah. Once we take a break, I can't regain my strength, 'cause no good came from way too much good. Once we take a break, I'll have gotten back my strength, 'cause I left missed so much being around my good thing. Oh yeah, I wanna miss you, but I can't if you're always around. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're